For Tuesday, Beaumont City Council members also cast an important vote, not for a candidate, but against one of their own. New this morning, Angel San Juan reports on the censure of Councilman Mike Getz and how the controversy could still haunt city leaders.
A packed house Tuesday at Beaumont City Hall, standing room only in council chambers. A human resources complaint on a very public stage. Beaumont's first African-American city attorney, Tyrone Cooper, accusing Councilman Mike Getz of harassment.
That's my formal complaint of having worked in a discriminatory, hostile working environment. Hostile and abusive. I've outlined the elements of an actionable complaint. I don't take this lightly.
Cooper's grievance stemming from a confrontation between him and Getz and City Manager Kyle Hayes' office on February 20th. It involved profanity that included a sexually explicit phrase. During the exchange, Getz also urged Cooper to retire. Hayes displayed a redacted version of what Getz had said on the big screen for all to see.
An employer can be held liable for failing to correct these actions or by failing to state we do not condone this behavior.
And council members were set to do that in the form of a censure against Getz, rebuking his actions, but before they voted, Getz fell on his sword.
As an Eagle Scout and an elected official and a public servant, I fell short of the goals that I set for myself, and I will strive to do better.
For Cooper, it's not enough.
I never heard him apologize to me, and I think I deserve an apology. He never apologized to the city manager. The city manager was subjected to the same thing that I was. He's never apologized to either one of us.
I apologized for the words that I used, but the conduct that Mr. Cooper engaged in, I believe, precipitated my comment. And, you know, the apology that I issued publicly today was as good as it's going to get.
Getz recused himself from the vote, but the rest of council, including some of Getz's allies, voted to censure him, and each took turns scolding him. But Getz insists there's another side of the story that council has not considered. He says Cooper also used foul language against him.
Absolutely he did. And, you know, that needs to be brought forward and that needs to be dealt with. The mayor is on record as saying that if any city employee were to engage in that sort of language, they would be terminated. Well, let's see what happens on this, because he engaged in the same sort of language that I was using.
Many of his constituents rallied behind Getz, one even making an unsubstantiated allegation against Mayor Becky Ames, saying she should be investigated for a negative comment against Councilman Taylor Neal, something she strongly denied.
That did not happen, because I would have never said those words, and I certainly wouldn't have said it against Mr. Neal, because I respect the man and I have a good relationship with the man.
Mayor Ames then claimed that one time she caught Getz eavesdropping outside her office door, something he denies. The back and forth had many in attendance wondering if their city leaders were going through a cleansing or if this was dysfunction on full display.
Y'all don't work together. Y'all really don't. We sit back here and we look at the disgust between y'all's faces whenever y'all look at each other, make a comment, and then somebody else has a frown on their face. Y'all are disgruntled employees that are our employees. Y'all work for us.
It would take the youngest city council member in office for less than a year, Councilman Neal, to rise to the occasion and give an impassioned plea for the discord to end.
Mike Getz is a very good friend of mine, and you guys don't realize how bad it hurt me to call Mike Getz out for what he did. But it was the right thing for me to do, so I did it.
That's right.
Put it behind us and let's move forward. This is not necessary. I'm done. Thank you.
In Beaumont, for The Morning Show, I'm Angel San Juan.
Cooper, who's worked for the city of Beaumont for 4 decades, the last 15 as city attorney, says he has no intentions of suing the city that he loves, but 2 council members have asked that the conflict between Getz and Cooper be further discussed at the next available executive session.